Okay, hello and welcome to IRL FP for round 5 here at France. Obviously today, not Monaco, so it's going to have plenty more overtaking opportunities as not many people are on track. But today, of course, as usual, I am joined by Tim Bristaidens.
Hello.
So obviously, as I said, France, plenty of overtaking opportunities. Main ones being into turn 1 after the DRS straight, turn 8 as well at the end of the back straight, the first back straight at least, through into the chicane, and then another overtaking opportunity into turn 11, the right-hander after the flat turn 10, which could be very awkward going side by side. So. Hey, we've got a recipe for some good racing here, Tim.
Yeah, definitely. We have 3 long straights, or you can just easily go into the switching mode using the DRS, like on the 2 DRS straights. So we have a lot of straights where you can do overtakes. But you have also not only the straights, you can also overtake. I think into turn 4. It's also a move who not everyone is thinking about. So yeah, let's wait.
I've just noticed Logan Owrand is on Inters. I can't put that down to anything but intentional. I don't see how you'd accidentally go on Inters in dry weather, unless he thinks it's gonna be wet or something. I'm not sure.
My timing table, it's a soft spot. He fitted indoors. I don't know what happened. Okay.
That is interesting.
Good evening, Sandra.
Anyway, we are going to have to find someone to go on board with. I have found Rocco Walsh going through turn 2, so he is obviously one of the quicker drivers in the Williams CAO, so we'll see what he can do. Going through the tight section, turn 4 as well, where you mentioned an overtaking opportunity maybe through there if you're daring, as there's a little bit of traffic in the Alfa Romeo just ahead of him. Maybe that's Nino. He is on his outlap, so he's actually going to get a bit of slipstream from Nino here, so he's going to be liking that as long as Nino gets out of the way at the end. So yeah, it looks like a lot of good slipstream down that back straight for Rocco Walsh to use to try and make his lap in this Williams a little bit quicker. Going down through the second back straight into turn 10, the flat turn 10, as Jared sets the first flying lap of a 30.7, and it's instantly beaten by Lee Kelly, also in the mediums, with a 29.8 as Dark Shadow, I'm not sure of his name, 32.4 from him on softs, and yeah, a few new faces, not completely sure of their names.
I see a lot of drivers going too early off the gas because of the move to the start-finish line a bit further back. I saw already 2 guys just dropping off the gas.
Across the line for P3 in the Williams. 29.8, quite a... Well, I mean, maybe it could have been quicker for him, but considering that Williams being third, at least right now, is not too bad from him. As Paco Suarez, on his kind of return, he did race here last week. This is his second week back in IRL. He's in second in the Mercedes, 29.1 for him, just behind Joe Hollis, who has provisional pole position, was a 28.67. No, sorry, 5/10 quicker than Paco Suarez, as Lewis Curtis also puts himself in P3 with a 29.7. So the top guys seem very split right now, but I'm sure Paco Suarez is going to be able to pull out a quicker lap time by the end, as there's quite a bit of traffic. It looks like they're all trying to get back to the pits though, as Paco has invalidated his lap. So have you found anyone on a lap, Tim, you want to go on board with? I'm not completely sure myself. It seems like everyone's kind of everywhere.
Nino and AlphaTauri is going through turn 11. Got a bit of slippery at the back end there on the exit. It's now to the double left-hander. It's a tricky corner. You need to find the right difference between gas and brakes. Like to the left-hander is directly going into the last corner, one of the tricky corner. Maybe an overtaking spot in the race. And now it's only full throttle than it is now. To go to the line and not only dropping off the gas. It's some other drivers.
I'm at 29.7 in that Alfa Romeo. Just quicker than Rocco Walsh. I would imagine they're around the same pace. Maybe the Alfa Romeo being a little quicker. So looks like those times do check out. So Nino maybe with quite a good time there.
Andre Zorrock's coming to the line. It's pretty surprising that we have two Ferrari-powered engines on, or now three on P3, 4 and 5 with the Ferrari engine pretty slow in this game and generally in real life you see.
Yes, Andre putting it in P3 was 29.1, only 74 thousandths off Paco Suarez, that is. So here he might be kicking himself so that he could have had a provisional P2 there. Logan Aaron's still yet to set a lap. Same with Ollie Flavel. I think some people just joined there. We just bumped up to 17. Maven, Shane, and or JCK. I'm not sure if we had 15 or 16 at the start.
Yeah, Paco Suarez, I think the Mercedes is one of the guys who can easily go on pole. A few moments ago, he got promoted to a full-time driver because of Felix Negerer. Said he don't want to drive any longer as a full-time driver. He wants better to get a reserve seat. And that's the chase that Paco got promoted up to full-time driver.
Yeah, and I'm sure Paco will be happy with that as he is currently on his outlap. It looks like Ollie Flavel actually might be on a lap, and Shane as well. We'll see who's further up the field, which is Ollie Flavel. He's actually apparently got a purple sector 1. I'm not sure how truthful that is as he gets slipstream off the McLaren. That was not actually sure. I can't really tell with the colours. That might have been Jared or Tom, although they might be Renaults. But regardless, he continues on the approach to turn 10 now, flat turn 10. Rocco Walsh also in the Williams. He's got a 29.8, so that's really what Ollie would be looking to at least be close to. Of course, I've just realised he is on the medium, so he's not going to be too much quicker. A few people opting for the mediums right now as he comes through turns 12 and then the flat out turns 13, which will bring you on to the last penultimate 14 and then into the final corner for 15 as it's an AlphaTauri just ahead, but he's going to come across the line now. That AlphaTauri won't affect him at all. We'll see how he does, and then we'll switch to Shane. He's going to go 13th on the mediums, and then Shane is just behind him. He's going to be opening up DRS. He's going to come across the line. There's a Haas behind him. Not sure if he's on a lap, but Shane puts it in P10, just inside the top 10. I'm not sure if he's going to be too happy with that though, because 11th is always better than 10th, and I'm sure he would have wanted really to go faster. But it's P10 for Shane right now, as most people are actually simultaneously on their laps right now, going out for their second runs. We'll see Paco Suarez actually, he has invalidated as Rocco Walsh on his second lap. He's in P6, he's going to be coming down into turns 8 and 9, the chicane. Not really sure why this left-hander here isn't a turn. It does look like it would be, but it isn't considered one. As the Alfa Romeo, once again, of Nino, looks like they have a slipstream kind of planned out between the two of them, as Rocco Walsh pushes on through turn 11, a very tricky corner, especially if you have no ABS, as he goes out not maybe as wide as he could have, as some people are improving on their lap times. Joe Hollis, I think, has improved maybe on his lap time as TM Racing puts it on P2. We'll see what Rocco Walsh can do. He's of course in the Williams. He's not going to be able to necessarily be fighting for pole. The only most likely one would be Matthew Walder, who I don't think is actually here right now. And Rocco Walsh is going to put himself up into P5 just behind, well, I say just behind, 4 tenths behind Sondre Sorhag, but a good showing from him in the Williams. Lewis Curtis in the Haas, I think, is also on a lap. I didn't actually catch how much he was up on the sign, but the track map did show purple. That's usually not trustable, but we'll go with it. So potentially purple in sector 1. He's going to come through the chicane now. Try to use as much of the track as possible without invalidating to bring you towards turn 10. The exit there affects your run all the way through turn 10 into turn 11, as he is now in sector 3. I did not know sector 3 came as early as it did, but we will continue on as he comes through turns 12 and 13 now. On the approach to the final 214, we'll see how he goes here. He is in the Haas and he is quite quick, so he might be able to challenge for pole here. He's going to come through the final corner, activate the DRS. He's going to across the line, and we'll see how well he does. He's going to improve, but only to P6 with a 29.6. So maybe he's thinking he could have done better.
So I'm back now, so we need to sort something pretty quickly. I think Josie Mandeville is on a lap in Renault, which should be his first lap today.
We will go on board with him the minute that Joe Hollis finishes his lap then in the Red Bull as he goes. No, he's invalidated actually. Would have thought that he would be trying to go quicker, but no. So you said in the Renault JC, yeah. I'll let you finish it off.
Good exit. Which time already set? 1:30.4 in the Renault. Goes ahead of his teammate by 3 tenths.
Yeah, decent showing from Jose. He is, of course, an F3 driver, I think. No, he isn't. He's an F2. He's in my tier. I'm a horrible tier admin to not know my own drivers. But, yeah, good showing from him to put himself into P12. I'm sure he's going to be looking to go a little quicker, as he does go quicker than his technical teammate, at least in the eyes of this race. Both in the Renault, him and Shane, who's in the pits right now. That's pretty much everyone in the pits. It looks like most people's going to be waiting until the last minute to set their laps, but we'll actually pick up Sondre Sorhog now, who's coming out of the chicane of turn 9. We'll see if he's up on his time at the... No, he's actually 3 seconds down. I think we'll go off that lap then. Joe Hollis going into the pits. Tom Jewell's going to be on an out lap. We'll see... Dark Shadow?
It's interesting to see that a few guys trying to set a lap on the mediums. With the tough strategy, it's pretty hard here. You can also do the easier medium hard strategy, or doing the soft hard. Soft medium, I think it's not possible because you need to give your tires a big massage. Stretch them to get into the mediums. But also we could see a 2-stop with soft medium if I'm right. So but anyway, Tom Jewell is on his out lap. It should be the first guy. No, it should be Paco, no? No, it's not Paco. Donald, Kyle Langston. He could also be on a lap, I don't know. But he's 4 tenths down. He's still in second DRS mode, so in hot lap. I don't know if he is being on a lap or if he's not. Let's see. I think he is on a lap. He's driving to the pits. We're gonna turn 15. Activating DRS. Forgot it. Okay. It stays in P16, 1 second down. Then Tom Jewell should start us up now. Should better not collide with all the houses.
I am now on board.
Okay, then Tom Jewell on his way to turn 3 or 4 it is. It's turn 3.
3 and then 4 is the left-hander.
And trigger of turn 5 here. Turn 6 here is tricky to don't climb wide and validate your lap time. We get a good decision from the best ahead of him, but they need to get out of the way. They're doing heavy braking into turn 8. Turn 9, the exit of the chicane. You need to get a good exit.
Oh my word, the amount of traffic.
Yeah. That's like Thomas McGarver has just run up the stairs, hopefully see him, yes he did. Full throttle for turn 10. Then with a tricky turn 11. We need to find the right balance between gas and brakes and not losing our back end. Now turn 12. The exit here is important to run down to turn 13 and 14. We are thinking to turn 15, a good opportunity to make a good overtake. But just wait until this stuff finishes out with the DRS now is activated for him. As I think he will improve. And he is up to P5, 129.4 for Tom Jewell.
A good showing from him. Well away from P11 anyway, so starting P5 isn't going to hinder him. He's going to be amongst all the other soft runners, assuming that everyone outside the top 10 are mostly going to go for mediums or hards. Would make the most sense. As Paco Suarez finally shows his pace, it was a 28.5 just ahead of Joe Hollis, so that's showing what he really can do in that Mercedes, and it's looking like it might be close between himself and Joe Hollis, with Paco maybe having a little bit more of an advantage. We'll go on board with Joe Hollis now, who is on the approach to turns 8 and 9, the chicane at the end of this back straight here. He's going to have to maximise the track as he goes nice and wide, getting up on the white line, not cutting it, just about. He's going to have maybe a little bit of traffic just ahead. He's just down in his time, only 4,000 hundreds actually. Down in his time. Apparently it was his purple sector 2, but we know it's not right at the moment, so we can see that that does lie sometimes, as he's going to be coming through turn 12 and then the right hander of turn 13 flat out to bring you into the penultimate corner. A few people finishing up as Lee Kelly goes P3 with a 28.7, not able to get ahead of Joe Hollis. Is only 10th between really himself and Joe, but Joe's going to cross the line. He is going to improve, but he's just not there. He's racing at Thomas and Guyver. Okay, sorry. I'll refer to him as that now. As he sets a 28.3 ahead of his technical Red Bull teammate. As Paco is done for the day, Sondre Sorog's going to cross the line. He's going to be looking to improve. He can't improve. Tom Jewell is going into the pits. Rocco Walsh as invalidated. And that looks like that is going to be our grid.
Yeah. Thomas McGarver is driving his first race of the season. Okay, obviously in the Red Bull body, is standing on pole. In the Red Bull, we saw that in Russia from Logan Alron. So maybe he can do a good position from out there, getting his first points on the board. With the new system, you can also get late good points, as Rick Quinlan got a 5-second grid penalty.
So that means he's going to be starting outside of the top 10, but he's going to still have to start on the softs, I'm pretty sure, since he qualified within the top 10 to begin with, which means Nino's going to be happy getting a free choice of tyre and starting in the top 10. It's a nice little thing for him. Logan also moving up a place. I think he's in P6 down to P11. That should be...
P11.
No, actually. Never mind. Logan's not going to move up a place. He's going to stay P12.
Yeah, Logan set it this time on mediums. So yeah, what I want to say, because of the new car allocation system, I spoke already a few times about the season, you can also like getting a late win and directly being up in the championship. Okay, the drivers, or most of them, are like around, I think it is 60 points, or no, 48 it is. So with 25 points, you're directly only 20 points behind. So yeah, it's will be interesting what we will see.
Yeah, it is. It's certainly a thing. I mean, a win while the top guys are sitting in Williams and Alfa Romeos, you can get a win. While they're not really able to get so many points, you can catch up so much. Obviously, 25 points being quite significant. Because we did see Matthew Walder get a win in the Ferrari, so I mean, I guess anything is possible with Matthew Walder, but it does show that you can't count out the lower cars on getting wins here and there. Anything can happen. Of course, the two Red Bulls occupying the front two rows, it looks like it's going to be maybe a 3-horse race between these two Red Bulls and Paco Suarez just behind. Maybe Lee Kelly could slip in there as well. You never know. Sondre in actually a solid P5 looking at it, so he could be on for good points. I know France is one of his better tracks, so maybe he could stay within the top 5 and maybe gain. Of course, he is a bit of a penalty merchant, and there's no denying that.
Is Thomas MacIver spinning in the formation lab? Let's only do a thing where Thomas MacIver can do.
Yeah, only MacGyver could do that. But being on the formation lap though, Tim, who would you put for your top 3?
Paco for the win. I think Thomas MacIver will be bottle anyway. Joe Hollis, if he gets good pace and getting a good race, he would stay in P2, and I would not write Sondre from the paper, so I would pick Sondre in P3 today.
Alright, I wouldn't be too far off yours with Paco being my prediction for the win as well. I mean, that Mercedes power gotta be worth something anyway. I would put Joe Hollis behind him, and I'm gonna put Lee in third. I think, especially for an AlphaTauri, he's showing quite good pace, so I think if he stays out of trouble in the first lap, then I think he could stay there, but I don't think he would be able to challenge, especially in the straights, being very much in the inferior car in terms of downforce and drag compared to the Red Bulls. And of course, we all know the Mercedes power being the best on the track, so they are coming through turn 15 now. Thomas MacGyver going to be leading them away of all people, so I'm sure there's going to be pressure on him to get away well, as Joe Hollis and Paco Suarez is going to be hungry to lead into turn 1, as I'm sure Lee Kelly would as well. He's not too bad at the starts in my experience with him. So
top 10 is starting on not on softs, except of Louis, who qualified in the top 10. So it will be interesting in terms of strategy, especially from Brandon. So yeah.
Okay, I get a good camera angle straight away now, as there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights for the French Grand Prix, and it's lights out and away we go, and it looks like a good start from Thomas MacGyver off the line. Lee Kelly, I think, is going side by side with Paco Suarez into turn 1. The two Red Bulls seem to be going through fine, as the timing screens are completely messed up, but we keep moving. Thomas MacGyver actually leading away quite well. It looks like at least half a second there, as Lee wasn't able to get Paco Suarez off the line. It looks like this is Rocco Walsh up behind Sondre Sorog, who has retained his P5, as there's a Haas just behind him. I'm not really sure who that was. Hopefully the timings will fix themselves as they go through. Sector 1 is a long straight. We'll see who's that round. That's Jose, I think. Jose, maybe Logan Aaron was involved in that as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
So Jose 12 seconds behind. The rest of the grid is Jared Fosbury and Louis Quinlan are going side by side through turns 8 and 9. It looks like Jared Fosbury is going to get the better of... Actually, no, that was Nino Romanello there. that he was going side by side with through turns 8 and 9, and he does get the better of him up into P9. As I think that was Brandon and Nolly maybe going side by side, but we're going to go back up to this fight for the win as Paco Suarez has actually got past Thomas McIver, who seems to have run into trouble. Did you see that, Tim?
No, I didn't, so I was focusing on the battle between Brandon and Ollie.
Yeah, I don't blame you, as they all filter through now. So Thomas McIver from Poland, it looks like he was actually having quite a good start. I guess maybe he lost it at some point in the track, of course, but he is in P4. He hasn't lost out too much, and he is going to be looking for that P3 off Lee Kelly, who is running just behind Paco Suarez. The two leaders really kind of looking like they may be pulling away if Lee Kelly can't stick within that DRS of Paco Suarez, as we'll check. Yeah, Paco Suarez just about in the DRS. Lee Kelly has actually lost it, so maybe he's going to be under threat from Thomas McIver behind as Ollie Flavel and Logan Aaron. We're going to try and get that just in case, as it is. Yes, they are going side by side into turn 8. Logan Aaron's going to try and go around the outside of Ollie Flavel. He's going to have the inside for the next corner. Ollie Flavel's been actually maybe hit or something. Didn't have the greatest angle on it, but he has actually had quite a bad exit as he gets passed by Shane and Brandon Glover.
Yes, Shane and Brandon Glover going side by side on the way to turn 30. No, it's 11. Still side by side. Shane goes round the outside, but he's not done yet with the move. It's now the inside line through turn 12, I think it is. And he is ahead, and then Brandon Glover is already getting pressure from Ollie Flavel from behind. But Ollie's not close enough to think about a move. Maybe on a sort of French straight, but theirs is not activated yet.
Oh, and I've just noticed Jose's 45 seconds off the next car in front, so that's really unfortunate for him. It looks like he had to pit, as he also gets a penalty for good measure. But actually, Sondre Sorhog's trying to move on Thomas McIver into turn 3 here. Maybe he's going to try it around down the inside. He's going to be on the outside for turn 4. He said moves may have been possible around there. Sondre Sorhog opting to stay behind for now, as he's going to get the DRS on lap 3 here, trying to get past. We're going to go on board with him. We'll see if he has a better exit. He's going to open DRS now. He is actually closing just a little bit. I'm not sure if it'll be enough by the end of this straight, though, into turn 8. He's not going to go for a dive, and he's going to stick behind Thomas McIver. But now Thomas McIver has actually lost the DRS of Lee Kelly, so Sondre Sorg is going to be all over him in this Ferrari power versus Honda power here. I would think that the Honda would be better on the base game. I'm pretty sure the Ferrari's the worst by a decent amount, so that will maybe help him out. But
Sondre's looking really comfortable in P5. He holds his position from the start, and he's just getting it easy and slowly through the field. But Thomas McIver has a bit more ERS maybe to defend, and he's back in the DRS window from Lee. So I don't think Sondre gets an opportunity to try and overtake into turn 1, as Thomas McIver has the DRS set already. It's not close enough for Sondre. Lee needs to drop Thomas. Oh, Sondre nearly spun.
oh yeah,
He lost the back end there. Good save from him. And maybe if Thomas McIver is dropping out of the DRS window, it could be that Sondre is directly being on his back, and he's at the moment out of the DRS window. Where's the detection point? It's here, and you don't get a DRS, I think. Yes. So Sondre has now a good opportunity with DRS and his DRS. He's not using it, he's just only gaining on DRS and slipstream, and will not be close enough to try and move into this corner.
As I just think Jared Fosbury may be looking at a move on Nino Romanello. Jared Fosbury, however, with a penalty. Nino Romanello's got a good exit on Louis Quinlan. He's, of course, on the mediums compared to Louis' softs. So the softs should be better at the moment, but the mediums will be getting better very, very soon, if they're not already. Being on lap 4, I'm pretty sure the softs probably go 7 or 8 laps.
Yeah, it should be slowly getting equalized between softs and mediums at the moment. but at the moment is the best medium runner, or better said, out of the 10 runner. There's low and around a few cars behind. It's nearly pushing Tondru through all corners.
Paco Suarez, he's gaining into turn 1. He really closed up. He gets really close to the gearbox of Joe Hollis in front of him, but it looks like he's going to stick behind for now. He's so close. We're actually going to keep on board with this fight here, as Paco maybe cut that corner just a little bit too much. But he's going to keep going now. He's going to come through to try and make this overtake work. He's going to have DRS as well. It's quite a long straight. He's going to open up DRS for the lead now. He may actually have this done before the corner, going towards turn 8. Both of them on the soft, so no one having any bit of an advantage. Paco Suarez is going to swoop to the right and then, to the left and then back to the right to take the lead off Joe Hollis.
This guy is staying on the left there, out of turn 8 or 9. And it's a VSC.
And a virtual safety car.
That's interesting. Maybe if this VSC is holding long, the first few soft runners can come into the pits. Because I wanted to say, if Paco can't overtake Joe, I thought maybe Paco will go for an undercut. But I don't think if the strategy is afterwards, it's a good opportunity.
Nah, this virtual safety car came in too early anyways. Yeah, Lee. And he's not gonna serve it this. He is actually gonna serve it this lap into the pits for Lee Kelly. Is not really what he wanted at all. But actually, Paco Suarez is getting under pressure from Joe Hollis. He's been passed only a lap ago, and he's gonna be inside for turn 1. They're gonna be side by side, the two respecting each other quite well as Joe Hollis goes out wide to try and get this move done as they go towards turn 3. Joe Hollis is just about going to get the move back. A great fight we're having for the lead as Paco Suarez loses. He had it for a lap, but he's lost it again. We'll see what Paco Suarez can do now on the exit, going on to this back straight. He's a little further back than he may want to be. He's going to have to use a little overtake if he wants this move to go back for him. He's going to close up into turn 8, but it looks like he's going to have to stick behind once again, as he has been before he actually got past. It has kind of been going like this. So the two leaders back to the way they were, as Thomas MacGyver now is going to be promoted back up into P3 at least, but still under pressure from Sondre Sorhag in the Ferrari.
Sondre gained not enough on this straight, and now he got a better exit, but he backed off a bit. He's just getting it chilled and waiting. He has a lot of laps left to do the move. There's nothing, he just will slam all. So that's weird. Paco nearly dropping off the DRS window from Joe.
Oh, Sondre, one of the first ones into the pits, being followed in by Lewis Curtis and Rocco Walsh. So this is going to start off as the pit window opens. So they're actually early stops, if anything, according to the game at least. Yeah, it certainly is. So that's going to make the leaders maybe look at reacting. It causes kind of a butterfly effect when people start pitting. The people say, I need to cover him off, and then it kind of keeps going, well, I need to cover him off, and then everyone ends up pitting within a few laps.
I just think that Sondre will doing an undercut on... He's coming side by side out of the pits, and he backs off Louis Quinlan. I think just Sondre came one lap earlier to do an undercut on Thomas because of the window didn't pop up for the pit window open in a lap, so I think definitely will be an undercut. So, like, what we need to look about Paco Suarez, who's going down inside of turn 10, and he is ahead of turn 11. Joe can't
only just though. Could Joe maybe dive it down the inside? No, he's going to stay back for now, as both of these guys you would assume are going to be pitting now, as quite a few people behind starting to pit, as Joe Hollis is going to get such a better exit, going through what was turn 12, I think it was. He almost had a go, but both of them having to pit, he's not going to be able to gain anything there. Going into the pit lane, and he's going to have to stick behind. So
Thomas McIver
maybe
is staying out.
maybe Thomas is thinking if the two guys who just pit get held up in traffic or fight each other, maybe he could get a bit of an overcut, as actually the Ferrari of Logan Arendt is going down the inside of Nino Romanello. Both of them on the mediums, and Logan Arendt is going to get that move down the inside. So Nino has been passed by Logan. Logan started quite far down the field. I'm actually going to check this. Going to check it here. Yeah, he started down in P12. He's up to P2 now. Of course, he hasn't pit just yet.
I don't want to call wrong things, but I think Thomas McIver was maybe stretching tires to get the medium zone. I think
that would be a bold strategy.
10, 11 or 12.
Jared Fosbury
Could
also
be
continuing on with him, so maybe they're looking at a different strategy. As everyone pretty much out of the people who pit, apart from Louis Quinlan, all going onto the hard tires, as Paco Suarez now leads this race just ahead of Joe Hollis. Joe Hollis is actually closing quite a bit here into turn 8. He almost maybe could have had a go with DRS assistance, but he's going to stick behind now. Maybe he can make a move going into the flat turn 10. He's going to go down the inside, and he may have this move done before the corner, identical to how Paco did it just 2 laps ago, and he is going to go up into this race lead, but Paco's going to come back at him down the inside. Joe has to leave space. He's going to try and go down the inside. He cuts the corner a little bit, but he's not going to be able to make anything of it, as who was that in the background? That's Louis Quinlan, who pit recently, so he's actually promoted himself into a net P3 just ahead of Sondre Sorog. Of course, he also has those mediums on, so take that with a pinch of salt. Thomas McIver's still staying out, so maybe you're right about those mediums.
He's getting under pressure now solely from Logan Arendt, who started on the mediums. And Nino Romanello as well.
Oh, Joe Hollis just got a 3-second penalty. He's running just ahead of Paco Suarez.
As Logan Arendt is gaining on Thomas McIver. He's already side by side and he's ahead of the corner. I think just Thomas McIver backed off, letting us through.
Doesn't look like Thomas wanted to fight that, as far as I can tell. Looking to stretch these tires is Nino Romanello. Yeah, he's going to go down inside of turn 10 pretty easily. As we'll see, even through turn 10, the amount of grip that those mediums have over the softs, just the softs are just dead, and he's running the risk probably of a puncture at this point. Going 9 laps is quite long for these softs at France. But if Tom thinks he can make it work, then maybe you never know. He could pull off a masterclass of a strategy, as he is actually going to pit this lap. Into the pits he comes, so we'll see where he comes out in comparison to the current fight for the lead. Joe Hollis coming through turn 14, just followed by Paco Suarez. Louis Quinlan not too much off them either.
So what is about the strategy? Thomas McIver was pitting for hearts.
And he is going to get past, as he's not even got the pit limiter off yet. He's going to get passed by Sondre Sorog, maybe even Rocco Walsh and Lewis Curtis. In the Force India, I'm not sure who that is, if you could tell me, because his name is gone from me. He's running in the P12.
I'm shortly checking it. It's Sylvain Bessier. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
I will have a look myself, and I'll see if I can make sense of it. Okay.
As I called it, now Jared Fosbury is going for a move down the inside into turn 8 on Thomas McIver. I said he would come out around Tom Jewell, and he was behind Tom Jewell. It was just good call from me. But now he's pretty much in P15, not the spot where he wanted to. If you look where Sondre is in P9. So it's only 3 seconds or 4. No, it's 5 between them, but it's a lot of cars in between them. So yeah, Sondre has done the right decision at all.
actually something to consider here. The car is going slowly, just ahead of Joe Hollis. Paco Suarez has actually lost DRS on Joe Hollis. He's 1.1 seconds away from him as he does close, but without DRS though. As Brandon Glover and Ollie Flavel, as I said, they're running quite closely together. These two guys could end up either hindering or helping Joe. Depends on how quickly Joe can clear them in comparison to Paco Suarez. He's going to want to play this smart. He's not going to want to go for a move where they're going to lose time in front of them as well, because then Paco Suarez is going to have much easier moves. As down the back straight, he's going to have DRS. And he's not able to make a move. If anything, Brandon Glover is going on for a move on Ollie Flavel, so both of them are just going to be kind of blockades for the two people behind. And Paco Suarez now has a great run. He's going to have an opportunity to maybe go down the inside of turn 10. He's going to have just a little bit more overspeed, but the Williams there on the inside is going to kind of block him maybe. But actually, maybe not. He's going to go for maybe a double overtake at least. He's going to try it down the inside. He's going to have to block up. Joe Hollis is going to go back around the outside, and it looks like Paco's not going to be able to make anything of this, as he's going to have to tuck in behind Joe Hollis once again. He tried to get past Joe. He was past Joe at one point, but these two lap cars, as I said, they were going to maybe cause some sort of hindrance. They certainly caused a hindrance, as Paco Suarez and Joe Hollis getting held up, as Joe Hollis has a little look into the final corner. Paco Suarez is going to have a much better exit now. Surely he's going to get it this time. He's going to have slipstream advantage off Brandon Glover. He's going to go into the provisional lead of this race. The two guys in front of him, however, still in front, so maybe Joe Hollis can get some sort of switchback. He's going to be trying it, maybe out of the second corner, but no, he's going to have to stick behind for now. Going into turn 3, he's going to close up now. We'll see if something similar to last lap happens, or if Packer can clear them any bit better, as Jared Fosbury picks the penalty there. Tom Jewell and Thomas McIver, I think, fighting. Now we're going to have to stick on this fight for the lead now. Joe Hollis opens up his DRS, and again, the two guys ahead seem to be just having maybe more ERS. Brandon Glover down the inside of Ollie Flavel, and he's going to get that move up into P4. So the two guys in front don't care that there's a fight for the lead behind them. They just want positions, really. They want to show each other who's boss here, and the two guys who are leading this race are just getting held up. Paco Suarez is maybe going to try around the outside. No, he's not. Joe Hollis maybe going to look down the inside of turn 11, maybe.
Yes, Paco Suarez not around the outside in turn 12, but he's not be able to. You can see how much. At this rate,
Sandre Suarez is going to get brought into the fight for the lead. Which would be amazing to see. I mean, he's already in a provisional P3 as Paco Suarez gets squeezed out on the exit. They're going to be side by side, going on the approach to turn 1. It looks like he's a lot more side by side. This time, I don't think Ollie Flavel is going to be able to defend from Paco Suarez. He's going to be on the outside and then turn to the inside for the next corner, but no, it looks like he's going to have to stick behind, as Joe Hollis is now trying to make his mark. He's trying to go around the outside to get this P3, and it looks like he's going to have that. So the two provisional P1 and 2 go through, and now Brandon Glover, it looks like he's going to be a sitting duck now. In Brandon Glover's perspective, he put two cars between himself and Ollie Flavel, so I'm sure he's not too upset, as Brandon Glover looks to be using a lot of ERS because he's staying ahead of these two. Joe Hollis just behind Paco Suarez, doesn't look like he's closing enough, whereas Sandre Suarez, I do want to see this now, he is actually in this train. Logan Outrun's also been brought into this train. He's on fresh hards as well.
He was putting in this lap.
So this race has a recipe for an amazing fight for the lead, and it's all because of Brandon Glover staying ahead of the guys behind. He has 49% ERS, like more than double of that of Paco Suarez. He's going to try and get squeezed out. Very respectful from both drivers to be leaving space there. Brandon Glover is going to go back down the inside, and it looks like Brandon Glover is going to keep this lead. As he said, Ollie Flavel, very unfortunately, having a puncture. He's going to have to let some people through now. Brandon Glover is going to be able to continue on those hards. He's still keeping Paco Suarez behind. Joe Hollis is only behind him. as Logan Howard is maybe looking for a move on Sondre Sorg. Sondre still running behind Louis Quinlan, who's actually trying to go down the inside of Paco Suarez now. Oh no, wait, no, that's the wrong Red Bull family car, is what I should say there. But Joe Hollis going back around the outside of Paco Suarez, and now he's going to be trying to get past Brandon Glover, but it looks like, based on the other laps, it doesn't look like anyone's going to be getting past Brandon Glover. We'll see if he's more of a sitting duck this time. Joe Hollis is much closer. Brandon's going to defend to the inside now. Joe Hollis is going to be closing. He's closing. He's going to go around the outside maybe. Paco Suarez, of course, just behind this. He's going to try and defend to the inside, but it looks like finally Joe Hollis is going to have this move unless Brandon's going to use it a little bit more. Yes, is actually, Joe Hollis has spun around. He almost hit the wall. It looks like he's fine. He's going to have to let some people through. Sondre Sorg goes up to a provisional P2 now. Unless Louis Quinlan can actually have anything to say about it. Louis Quinlan trying to have a look down the inside, so Sondre Sorg actually making up 2 positions there, up into a proper P3 this time. Just behind, he can see the lead, Sondre Sorg, and he doesn't even have pens. I'm really happy for Sondre right now.
Yes.
Actually, yeah, I said provisional P3. Actually, forgive me. It was a provisional P2. Brandon Glover still holding these guys up. Maybe Sondre Sorg could make a move for the lead. As actually Logan Howard goes down the inside and actually gets squeezed a little bit. I think Logan saw that he had the move done. Obviously, he didn't. Sondre still had a front wing in there. That's actually Logan Howard. I just saw he broke too late.
Logan
He's got damage as well. Chaos
for
the lead of this race is Sondre Sorg. It looks like he's come off worse, getting passed now by Louis Quinlan and Joe Hollis there, who actually seems to maybe not have given Sondre Sorg as much space as he should have. Who's that off? That might be a laps car. It doesn't look like anyone lost positions as Brandon Glover's got a pen, but he's still leading this race on these hard tyres. Paco Suarez right up the back of him. He's not going to be close enough to make a move. It doesn't look like, unless he goes for a dive. He's going to be sensible, stick behind. Logan Aaron's actually been hit. He's been hit by Louis Quinlan, it looks like. Round he goes. Yeah. He's going to lose out. He's going to be down to P9 now, maybe P10 if Nino Romano. It doesn't actually look like I can see him in the background. Just everything happening at once. This is an amazing race to commentate on. Jared Fosbury, he's up into P6. Sondre down into P5 once again. Louis Quinlan up to P4. He's on the mediums. He's going to have to pit. Brandon Glover's going to have to pit soon, but he's still leading this race. He's saying, well, I'll stay ahead of everyone. I'm perfectly fine to keep everyone behind me and have everything behind me happen.
Yeah.
Through turn 15. Can Paco do anything? Can Joe Hollis do anything on Paco Suarez, as it looks like Logan Howard is actually pitting now? That's why he went ahead of some drivers. As actually Jared Fosbury making a move on Sondre Sorg against turn 1. He's gone up into P5 now. And it looks like Jared Fosbury could take those mediums, maybe. No, we actually can't. No, that's way too long for mediums.
Yeah,
never mind.
He was one of the soft runners.
Yeah, he was one of the soft runners.
Late. So yeah, he has the best tower in this fight at the moment, and he's really, give us an eye on that. Yeah, it's like. And
Joe Hollis is actually much closer to Paco Suarez now. He might be able to make a move. Brandon Glover is going to have to defend to the inside. Is this finally the lap that Brandon Glover...
Joel Hollis,
as he actually hits Paco Suarez there, he's still going to try and go around the outside of Brandon Glover. Brandon Glover is going to try and hang it down the inside now. As Paco Suarez has a bad exit, he might actually retain this lead here, Brandon Glover. They're side by side after side by side. Brandon Glover down the inside of turn 10. He's going to have the inside for turn 11 as well. We'll go on board with Paco Suarez trying to go around the outside. His tyres must be done by now. 15 lap old hards. And he's actually going to go wide. Joe Hollis is going to go through. Louis Quinlan might be going through as well, as he's trying to defend as Brandon Glover loses out once again. He's dropped to 4th now. But you have to say the drive that Brandon Glover did to stay there for so many laps was amazing, as Brandon Glover might be pitting now. You never know. It looks like he is, yeah. As Louis Quinlan also follows him in. So after all that now, I am going to confirm it, but it looks like the top 8 are within distance of potentially winning this race. Penalties obviously going to have a factor in this as well. Paco Suarez leading this race with no pens. As long as he doesn't do anything too irrational, as he hasn't done during this race, it looks like he should be fine for now at least. As Sondre Sorg, no pens either. He's on a provisional P2 right now.
Yeah, that's damn right, because of Joe and Jerry got 6 and 9 seconds of time penalties.
Speaking of Andre Sorg, he's going to have a run on Jared Fosbury. He's going to go down the inside of Jared Fosbury and up into P3 ahead of Jared Fosbury. Sondre Sorg is going to go. So a provisional P3 at least without pens. And we do know Joe Hollis does have a penalty that he's going to have to serve by the end of this race. Lewis Curtis is trying to go around the outside maybe of Jared Fosbury. Jared Fosbury maybe going to keep it for now. But Sondre Sorg running an amazing race. Really happy to see him up here. And I do hope he comes away with some good points. Obviously a P2 he had in Baku as Lewis Curtis, I have to say, is going down the inside into turn 12. Looks like this shouldn't be too hard of a move. Those mediums should still be usable though. As Jared Fosbury is going to try and hang it around the outside. We'll go ahead, a nice camera angle from Nino Romanello. Maybe he's going to try and capitalise on both. As actually hits into the back of Lewis Curtis. Lewis Curtis didn't have the best exit. He's not going to be able to go down the inside of Jared Fosbury. As Sondre Sorg just gapping these guys now. 1.2 seconds between himself and Jared Fosbury. So Sondre Sorg doing amazing right now. Doing what he has to. If Paco maybe gets a pen, you never know, but I don't want to go there just yet. I would get too sad if I saw Sondre not.
I don't think. This fight is just amazing.
Yeah, I do have to agree with that. As down to P7. Down to P7. All within this fight is Shane maybe getting past. I was going to actually go on board with, but Lewis Curtis is trying to go around the outside of Jared Fosbury. He keeps it for now. Lewis Curtis must have a better exit now. Maybe he'll be able to go down the inside of turn 10. Nino Romanello also maybe looking for a move round the outside or inside. We'll see as Jared Fosbury tries to hold on round the outside now. That's Lewis Curtis on the inside. He's gonna go up into P4, but 1.6 seconds to Sondre Sorg and the penalty, so you just never know. As Jared Fosbury using his overtake, he's trying to go back down the inside. He wants to race. He is feeling racy, it seems. Jared Fosbury on the outside of the final corner now, still going side by side. Sondre Sorg says thank you very much. He's 2.3, 2.4 seconds ahead of these guys. As Jared Fosbury in the DRS, he's going to try and go around the outside now. Joe Hollis is gaining. We will try and keep an eye on that. As Nino Romano tried to go around the outside, it didn't quite work out for him. Rocco Walsh. Jeez, I'm losing my words right now. As he closes up to Nino Romanello, as he goes a little bit wide there, out of turn 2, but he's not able to close up quite as much as he might want to. As we'll see, Sondre Sorg, the fight for the lead, it doesn't look like anything's going to happen. We're going to go on board with it momentarily and then switch back to Jared Fosbury. It doesn't look like anything's going to happen. Jared Fosbury is going to be defending from Lewis Curtis. Lewis Curtis is going to close up into turn 8, but he's not going to be able to make a move as this yellow flag somewhere. That's for a Mercedes, not Paco Suarez, luckily for him though. As Joe Hollis closes up to Paco Suarez. Not so much happening in this race. I feel sorry for Jared. He's going to have to make the highlights for this race. But into turn 11 now. He's going to actually try maybe to get a switchback here. Trying to go around the outside. Maybe another switchback attempt. As Paco Suarez has a bad exit. But Joe Hollis isn't able to capitalize on it. As Shadow gets a 3-second time penalty. So unfortunate for him. There's quite a few people seem to come and trend getting pens right now, as Joe Hollis not able to close up as much as he may want to. As Lewis Curtis still getting held up by Jared Fosbury. I do say held up because I would expect Jared's tyres to be going off about now, and I would expect the hards to be better. So if Lewis was ahead, I'm sure he could go quicker. There's more yellow flags. Maybe the Alpha Tauri of Lee Kelly there, I'm not sure. Oh, I've completely lost my voice.
Yeah, it's so chaotic laps the last few as Lewis is side by side with Jared. Gets a little opportunity, but it's not close enough to move. But it's now gaining with the DRS and his own DRS. Again, Jared just wasting his the worst DRS saver I've ever seen, but.
3 wide into turn 8 now. Jared Fosbury on the inside. He's going to go deep, and he's actually going to. Yep, I'm not going to say.
Off Shane. Oh no!
Yeah, I'm not going to say he got spun round. He did go quite deep there and hit into Nino Romanello. So I think maybe that was his own fault. Virtual safety car out now on lap 20 out of 27 to just have a little bit of a break. What just happened in the last like 10 laps?
I just saw that Jared was touching, I think it was Lewis, and then he just spun, and then Shane, who was doing a really good race, just coming now a little into this fight, and then getting front wing damage. It's really fortunate for Shane here.
And a very short virtual safety car, as we're already back to racing, as if my voice wasn't bad enough. Joe Hollis is actually gaining on Paco Suarez. Going into turn 1, Joe Hollis is maybe going to go down the inside now, side by side into turn 1. Joe Hollis on the inside, he's going to have the outside for turn 2. Can he make this move around the outside? Paco Suarez is going to squeeze him as much as he can, side by side still between the two going into turn 3 and 4. Joe Hollis is going to have the inside for turn 4, preferred line for sure, as they're still side by side. Paco Suarez is going to actually have to give in there.
Who's behind?
And yep, Sondre Sorhog behind both of these. If he makes a move on Paco Suarez, no, I'm not even going to jinx it, but you know what happens if he gets past Paco Suarez anyway, who is back in the slipstream of Joe Hollis. He's going to go down the inside of turn 8, side by side once again between these two. They've been getting quite friendly with each other up in these top 2 positions. Sondre Sorg is going to be trying something to maybe get past him as Paco Suarez pulls to the inside line. He's going to have this move, I would think, down the inside, and he is, as Joe Hollis maybe tries to switch back into turn 11. We'll see. Now he tries to actually force it up the inside for some sort of move, but it's not going to work out for him as the top 3 now very close, 4 seconds behind the top 3. Joe Hollis under pressure from Sondre Sorhog now. I didn't think I'd be saying that, considering how much these two were really dominating the start of this race. Someone else was actually knocking on the door.
I think Sondre's just waiting and sitting back and just waiting and chill.
Yeah, I have to pitch in here though. Joe Hollis on the inside once again. He's going to be around the outside once again. Same exact positions as last time. Joe Hollis came out on top when they were in these positions. So go on board with him. He's actually going to get squeezed as Paco Suarez goes out a little bit wide himself. They're still going to be side by side going through turn 5. Going on to turn 6 and 7. He's going to have a better exit here as Sondre Sorg is going to still stick behind. Maybe he thinks that if one of these makes a mistake, then he's only going to have one to fare with, which could be the case. As Joe, well, I am sorry, but I mean, I guess it's a good point to reiterate anyway. As Sondre Sorg stays behind these guys by about half a second, he is going to be sniffing around to maybe take a position off them, but he does seem comfortable to just let them fight as Paco Suarez takes the lead of this race once again in lap 22 out of 27. I'm sure that's not going to be the last overtake we'll see between these two, given how much they've been fighting, as Nino Romanello is actually closing now. He's closed 1.5 seconds in the last few laps. That gap was 4 seconds only a few laps ago. Of course, Joe Hollis and Paco fighting so much, it is a little easier for Nino to be closing up like this. Lewis Curtis sticking within his DRS as Zorko Walsh also not too far off. Lee Kelly, actually, despite his drive-through, he's almost back in the running for maybe a P4 or 5 if penalties permit himself to, as Joe Hollis closes up once again. I am going to have to take a drink of water while they're not making overtakes.
Yeah, it's surely thing. If you look back at Rocco, who is our P4 finish of every week, with time penalties he could also finish again in P4. Maybe on the podium, because I don't know if you saw that Joe Hollis picked up last lap another second time penalties, no, up to 9 second time penalties.
Yeah, I am going to actually, for the stream, get up the penalties as, yeah, confirming there. Joe Hollis 9 seconds, Nino Romanello having 6 seconds apiece, and then Lewis and Lee both having 3 seconds. So it looks like if Lee's going to benefit off anything, he's going to have to either overtake Lewis or just get close enough to Nino Romanello, which Nino seems a little bit more likely getting close to. But we'll go back to the tyre information now. Nino Romanello also much fresher tyres, 6 laps fresher than the guys ahead of him, so maybe that's contributing to how he's closing on these guys. Joe Hollis now, it looks like he's kind of relaxed a little bit. He's going to try and save a little bit. Speaking of saving, both of them saving similar amounts of ERS as Paco tries to use it. It looks like Joe Hollis isn't going to be using it at all, and he's not really going to be losing out, as we'll see. Paco Suarez did use a little bit of ERS to start that straight, and he has lost out 10% compared to Joe Hollis, who's semi under pressure from Sondre, but I wouldn't necessarily say so, because it looks like Sondre is happy to just sit in P3 and not make any moves for now, as Paco Suarez has got a penalty.
Paco got 3 penalty. You don't think
you can't script this.
About it.
You can't script this.
In this moment where it happened, I just thought about what would be happen if Paco picked up a 3-second penalty and then it bumped up.
And you can see Sondre Sorog sticking behind this, you not fighting them, has paid off, because right now he is within the window he needs to take this win on penalties. 1.1 seconds off Joe Hollis, 1.4 roughly off Paco Suarez. I don't think they're finished fighting either. So if they fight a little bit more, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it at all. I don't want to jinx it. I just want to continue with the race. Paco and Joe are fighting for the lead.
Sondre is the bottle hog, and he would not be the bottle hog if he would not bottle. So yeah, Sondre has this window on the top left of his monitor or TV. He knows how close he needs to get. As Joe and Paco, the fight between them came a bit down in the last few laps.
It certainly has. 3 laps to go now. Sondre needs to stick. He needs to not lose more than a second and a half within the 3 laps that we have left, and he will keep that window. And that's not even including if Joe Hollis and Paco Suarez end up fighting, which you can't count out right now, because looking at it, well, actually, Paco a little bit better off on ERS. In terms of Sondre Sorog, he's a little bit worse off, 1.5 seconds now behind Joe Hollis. He is actually losing time a little bit now, so we'll see as Lewis Curtis is actually getting passed by Lee Kelly there. So Lee Kelly trying to salvage some stuff for this race. Of course, he could have been in this fight for the win had he not had that drive-through at the start, which really cost him his own fault. I mean, had he just not had that drive-through, he could have been just a little bit further up. But you have to say, the comeback drive from him, he's not too far off the lead considering a drive-through. So he's done well to come back, but I'm sure he'll be gutted knowing where he could have been. I am actually going to get the gap to the leader now so you can see it a little more properly. 2.7 seconds between Paco Suarez and Sondre Sorog now. Sondre's going to have to pick up the pace just a little bit to try and keep within this gap. 2 laps remaining now, as Thomas MacGyver and Logan Aaron are actually going side by side. We will actually go on board with that, as Thomas MacGyver has he lost the rear of his car. He hasn't got damaged though, I don't think. No, he hasn't. So maybe he was looking for a move back on Logan Aaron, but the wing damage is going to say no to that.
I think Paco was just picking up the pace to get out of this 3-second time window.
And he's also out of that DRS range. I think he knows about Sondre now. I mean, of course he would. He'll see it on his at the top left of his screen. a lap and a half to go now, and Sondre is not where he needs to be anymore to take this win. And I really hope this changes. Please make a mistake, Paco. I would really be happy if you made a mistake. I won't lie, but yeah.
The thing is, I would say Sondre deserved it, but Paco as well, because of coming back last week. Yeah, it could be a good thing for him as well. So and he
still has a good amount of ERS as well, compared to Joe Hollis, behind only 30% for Joe, and he's going to be using most of it on this final lap. Sondre Sorg now I'll say 2/10 out of that window that he needs to be. Joe Hollis following just a little bit closer. He's within a second, or at least momentarily he was within a second of Paco Suarez, but he's back out of that range, and also 3.6 seconds, 7 seconds now, separating.
Sondre's out of fuel. Or he's not that much
fuel
left.
He doesn't have that much left, but I mean the blinker's going to be on for everyone at this point, really. So take that with a little pinch of salt. As 3.7 seconds the gap between Paco Suarez and Sondre Sorg, so I think Paco Suarez is going to be taking this win now. 4.1, yeah. I can't see without a mistake from Paco Suarez. He only has to take it. Yeah, he just has to take it slow through the last few corners. Joe Hollis isn't going to be a threat. He's 2 seconds off now. Paco really has pushed him these last few laps. Coming through turn 14, that looked like a different corner anyway, turn 12, 13, now he's coming through turn 14, the penultimate corner, and he's going to come through. I'm sure he's going to be happy with this win on his return to IRL, his second week back. He is going to see the checkered flag now, he's going to cross the line, and he is going to win on his return to IRL. Thoroughly deserved, you have to say. Joe Hollis is going to come across the line in second, but he is going to take it on pens, at least second place. 2.3 seconds behind Paco Suarez. Yeah, Lee Kelly jumping up to P4. Lewis Curtis 5th, and Nino going on to 6th.
Louis, Brandon.
And Brandon Glover crashing across the line, who was really. We have to thank Brandon Glover for the races that we've had, really.
Just like formation. As Tom Drew who is getting finished. Tom Drew finished ahead of Jared Forsberg, and yeah, that was it for today. Yes, Sondre was very happy with his race. He was really coming to the line. Jared goes again wide. I don't know what he's doing. Later, another time penalty. Jared just wants some screen time.
I'm not actually giving him it. Well, now he got a little bit at the end anyway. Maybe he'll be a little mad that he didn't get it, but hey. As Logan Aaron gets driver today, but I would counter offer and say that my driver today was Sondre Sorg.
Yeah, mine as well. He was just through all the race. Sondre was just calm and just waited for his perfect opportunity. He got it then in the big fight we had for at least I think 5 or 6 or 7 laps, and it was just chaotic. And in the end, he got P2, pretty much deserved. Same as for Paco, who's winning the race.
Yeah. So Paco Suarez then spraying the champagne to celebrate his win ahead of Sondre Sorg, who thoroughly deserved a second place. He would have deserved to win as well, just as much as Paco Suarez, really. And it's going to be Joe Hollis fighting for the win the whole time, but he's going to come through with P3.
Joe Hollis. First points for Joe Hollis after 4 races without a single point and a DNF. So Joe Hollis will be definitely happy as well.
As we wait 2 see the official results. Excuse me. Thank you. This is still waiting. I do hope we get the results. Oh, no, we're gonna get kicked out.
Thank you, Codys. Oh, that's unfortunate for me who are doing the signings. What's next? So I avoided every one of them.
Nice.
Get a short interview.
As we wait for them to join now.
Yeah, the fight in this, I think it was 10 laps, was so intense, so great, fighting so much cars just side by side, going wheel to wheel, like sometimes 3 or 4 cars, just, yeah, it was just a great fight to see, and yeah, a lot of entertaining stuff. 4 wide, 3 wide, everywhere, some cars was just being away, and yeah, it's just
As I only actually looked at the stream comments now, seeing Sanjay Sorog saying good evening at the start, I'm sure when he wrote that comment he didn't think that he was going to be sitting in a podium interview, let alone not even get a pen the whole race, but we'll see. It looks like everyone has joined now. Yep. So, Paco Suarez, do we have you? There you go. Well, Paco, it's your second week back to IRL after a long run away from the game. You've got a win. You had a really good fight with Joe Hollis. I'm sure you're happy.
Yeah, indeed. I'm really happy for the result. To be honest, I was more worried about not bottling than the actual race. And it has been quite long since the last time I was on a podium interview, so it's quite a nice sensation.
Yeah, and obviously the whole race really you were fighting with Joe Hollis, who you did end up beating. Both of you ended up having penalties at the end, one for each of you. How was your fight with him? Obviously, you know, was the main thing. Of course, also Brandon Glover getting involved. Brandon and Ollie, really. How was those laps when, like, you know, they were ahead of you? Like, must have been frustrating.
Well, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, it was not that frustrating because I was just sitting behind them. Like, I didn't really want to pull out a move. I didn't want to risk it that much. So on those laps, I just saw, like, because Joe was actually ahead before fighting with them, and I saw Joe trying the overtake, and when he made a mistake, I just overtook him. And when I saw that those two were like fighting, like if they were, you know, fighting for the win, I just sat down behind, tried sometimes like the move, but I didn't feel in the need because I knew that everyone behind except Sondre had penalties. After that, I overtook Brandon round the outside, and I had some laps with Joe, but unfortunately he had too many penalties to actually fight, you know, on track. So for a few laps I was way too cautious, just avoiding, you know, bottling, until they told me, you know, that he had penalties, that he wanted that podium. So I started to speed up, and I got that penalty as well, the 3-second time penalty. So I was a little bit nervous because Andre was for a moment under those 3 seconds, but in the end I was able, you know, to push, because with a Mercedes it would have been weird, you know, to lose that win.
Yeah, and one last question, really. The next race for FP, I mean, of course you are going to be racing here again this weekend for F2, but for FP at least, the next race is at America, USA. So how do you think you'll go around there?
I don't remember how it was racing in USA, to be honest. quite a while, you know, since last time. I don't really like the track. Like, I haven't been great at it, but I just hope that I can enjoy it at least, you know, a couple of battles. As long as I can enjoy the race, you know, and have some fun battles on track, that's all that I need.
Well, then congratulations on your P1, especially on your return to IRL, and good luck for next week.
Thank you very much, Kevin.
And second, Sondre.
Yes.
I don't think that you would have expected to be sitting here at the end of this race, given that you usually bottle by the end of the race or get pens or something, but you didn't.
Well, it wasn't too far-fetched ending up here today, but I knew that my car just didn't have the power on the straight to make a lot of overtaking, so I knew that I would have to keep away from any penalties. So I kind of held a little back during some periods of the race to make sure I didn't get warnings, and managed to stay away from that. And then Lee was a little unlucky and ended up with a drive-through, and I managed to undercut the Red Bull of Thomas that I have no idea why he went so long in the first stint. And well, I ended up in that position, and for a moment I thought maybe I could end up getting the win when Paco got that 3 second, but the car just just couldn't. Like, I lost too much on the straight, and that Merc, it's like even in the Ferrari, even though it has good cornering, it just can't catch up in the corner. So second place was as high as I could expect, in my opinion, and very happy about it. And also very happy for Paco and Joe. Not every day we see the three of us on the podium, so.
Yeah, and obviously I think there was a point in that race where like everything was happening. You were actually running a solid, at least net P3 with Louis Quinn eventually pitting. There was a point, like after turn 2 or something, where maybe someone went down your inside or something, you dropped to P6 or something like that. Did you think you could get back, or do you remember that?
Well, I think you're talking about the period when everyone was stuck behind Bran, and that was not fun to begin with, as knowing down every straight with that Ferrari power, that if I have anyone behind me that has a different engine, like they're gonna have a chance. But I think it was Logan who dived me in the final corner, which really annoyed me, as it was a reckless and stupid move. But I still felt pretty confident that it was only Paco and Joe that were gonna beat me, or at least was quicker than me at that point. But yeah, no, it was just chaos in that period, and I did not enjoy that at all.
Well, I mean, from the commentator's perspective, it was quite the period to commentate on anyway. But yeah, obviously P2, your second P2 since Baku, so congratulations on that. But next week is USA. Do you think you could repeat that?
No, not a chance. Me and USA don't go along, and obviously getting a P2 today, I'm also gonna get a worse car for USA. So either I'm gonna have a Ferrari unit again, or I'm gonna have a Williams that doesn't have any turn-in. So I do not expect to do very well in USA. I'll do what I can, which is probably maybe 1 point or 2.
And hopefully, at least on the penalty side of things, you get a repeat similar to France anyway?
Yeah.
No?
No.
Not a chance?
No. In USA, that not happening.
Well then, yeah, congratulations on your P2 anyway, and good luck for next week.
Thank you.
And that would leave us with Joe Hollis. I will leave this to you, Tim.
Good evening. Hello, Joe. Congrats on P3 today. Yeah, let's go directly into the action. The I would call it period where there was the massive fight where everyone was stuck behind Brandon. He was still just focusing on Paco, staying ahead of him. What was going through your mind? You seeing so much cars in your mirrors?
I'll be honest here. At first, when I got to the back of Brandon and Ollie, I thought I was lapping them. So.
Wow.
I genuinely thought I was lapping them. Also, I thought they were blocking me illegally, waiting for them to let me go through. But then I realised 2 laps later that they're not. So it was 2 laps. And then, it was really stressing me out because I was trying to get past them, and I had penalties and Paco didn't, so I was just trying to get past them. But because there were like 2 of them, they had DRS and I couldn't get past them. Then I had Paco going for moves on me, which I mean, it's fun having it was a fun battle, but it was just extremely stressful when I couldn't get through. And then I had all these other cars behind me, like Sanjay, Javid, all these other cars, which made it even harder. And then once I did actually get past Brandon and Ollie, I lost the back end and almost hit the barrier. And then I was behind 3-4 cars and had to get back up to Paco. But very stressful moments.
Yeah, definitely was a big fight. I think you got the first points today after scoring 4 times 0 points in a DNF. So with first points in the bag, do you think you can build on it?
So what was that last bit?
Do you think you can build on getting points?
I'll definitely try. I've not had good much luck recently, but I'll try my best.
Okay, then next week is USA. It's a good track for you or not?
No idea. I've raced it like once in this game.
Okay. Yeah, then good luck for next week and congrats again for P3 today.
Thank you.
Well, then that will finish off the interviews for today then. Of course, we will be racing here at France for F1, F2 and F3 here this weekend, at Saturday at 6 and Sunday at 4:30 for F2 and F3. So be sure to join us then, and of course for next week where we go to USA for the next round of FP. But apart from that, that has been it from me and Tim. And apart from that, good night.